you know, that whole thing.
Welcome back to Read No Evil, where we get into all the gritty details of your favorite horror books. This week, we're going to be going through chapters 49 until the end of the book of Opportunity by Wes See. I'm Shaela Payne.
I'm Ian. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I had it in my head to just say my name that way.
It's either that or it's like screaming, like, Read No Evil.
Read No Evil.
Yeah. But, okay.
Hello.
I have immediate thoughts, but before we like fully get into it, I just
because
need
you
to
just finished it.
Okay, stop outing me. All right.
Sorry.
Let's
you
say
did
that
read
I
the
did
physical book, though. You didn't listen to it.
Exactly, and so I'm growing as a human.
Yeah.
Okay, thoughts?
Thoughts?
Yeah.
Okay, so
Immediate.
I read immediate thoughts. Wow.
Dude,
okay. Premise-wise,
gone.
for understanding this book, it's a super short book. You can probably finish it in a couple days. It takes nothing.
You could finish it in a day.
Oh yeah, I think I could finish it in a day if I really tried.
Mm-hmm.
This book isn't for the faint of heart. It's written very sparsely. Like, there isn't a lot of time spent to describing things. It is just really to the point of action, 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 but then thinking about interesting little character moments. Well, based off of what they do, not off of what anyone thinks, which is interesting. That my overall initial impression is
there's hardly inner
no
thought
inner
other than
dialogue,
the
no
squirrel,
nothing.
and there's very little of the squirrel too.
Oh, barely. And the story ends before you realize it ended, and you're like, what the fuck just happened?
My immediate reaction to the end of this book is, what the fuck? And that can be a quote, and we can put that on the back of the book. Read No Evil says, what the fuck?
Exactly. Where do we leave off? What was the last thing that happened?
Our boy Anthony died.
Our boy?
Our boy Anthony.
Our Mr. Chief?
The connection of that brought the spirit into the world. Before we get fully into it, I want to say, I don't read this book if you like children.
if you like children and like to believe that children are kind-hearted and will always try to do the right thing, and that nothing should ever happen to children, you should probably not read this book.
I feel like that, without giving a spoiler, do that. We're going to give spoilers because this is the end of the book. But...
Oh, by the way, this whole podcast is spoilers, by the way. There's never like a spoiler-free section. We just get into it. It's either you come into this having read it or you haven't and we spoil it, sorry.
But go get the book on Amazon.
Time. Learn it as a fucking lesson.
Okay.
Come in next time
prepared
with your notes and your homework and follow along. Anyway.
So anyways, our boy Anthony died. He got mauled. He got paralyzed. Then
not
he got
the M word I thought you were about to
inside.
say for a second. I'm like, this is not that kind of story.
Wait, what?
You said mauled, but you said meh, and I thought you were gonna say Anthony got something else. Anyway,
there is a priest later on.
There's a priest in the story who has nothing to do with any of that.
You're like, oh, he got molested. And it's like, oh. No, he got mauled.
Mauled, killed, and eaten by Jolene, our lovely squirrel.
Okay, so the fact that most of this takes place on Sunday, and at the very beginning, it says that like, oh, it's God's day. And you've got Mia, because he stays the whole night in, like, Jolene stays the whole night in Anthony's room, stands up, locks the door. That's what happens, right?
The squirrel locks the door.
That was like, I don't know if he was unlocking it.
No.
He was unlocking it.
He was trying to open the door, and after eating Anthony, he became strong enough to.
Right, but Anthony had locked the door to go to bed.
Yes.
And so that was the thing, because the last section, whenever he tried to go into Ruby's bedroom, he couldn't even open the door. But not only could he now open Anthony's door, he could also unlock it.
Yeah.
So it's like there's some like thinking going on here.
Some thought process.
Critical thinking going. And so then he goes to Mia's room. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. Still stormy. So I like the overall theme that's going on.
It's a dark environment.
Yes, it's biblical in every sense of the way, and especially by the end. But just like Mia's getting up, 6 a.m. She's getting ready to go to church.
Listen to some pop music. Or church or work?
No, church.
It's church? Okay.
Yeah, and then because later on, like, Ruby talks about how, like, she didn't know who to call to check on where Mia was because she never went to that church. So I'm wondering how religious the family is versus if it's, like, if they are just sort of a little bit religious, but then Mia is the one that wanted more community, so then she decided to go to her church.
Yeah.
But then like Father Dineker was like is connected with the family somehow. I
take it. I get small town vibes from all that.
I get small town vibes. The only confusion that I had throughout this whole book was that like why is he so important and how does he know when to check? Like there's a lot of information that like questions I have to ask about him whenever we get later on.
We know a couple of bits of information that the average reader wouldn't know because we know the author.
Exactly. It's called insider trading.
Insider trading. It's called insider trading. It should be outlawed.
Exactly. But going back to the beginning before I start to trail off on like the actual end of the book, Mia preparing to go to church, like listening to Prince.
Yeah.
And then the squirrel's like, she turns up the radio and she turns it up just loud enough so that you can't hear the door creak as I walk in and kill her from behind.
Literally. I don't know why I pictured it. The squirrel just like walked in.
Yeah, just
like as a grown, like 4 foot little man.
3 foot. It's 3 feet tall. And whenever I was actually reading it, I read 3 feet and then I immediately forgot it because when it said it walked in, I was like, oh, it's a grown man.
The squirrel is now a grown man.
So I thought it was like 6 foot tall. So whenever it goes up and it chokes her, I was like, okay, well, this is fine. But then now I'm just like, no, he's only 3 feet tall. So I'm picturing like his arms up, like reaching up, trying to choke her. Yeah, that's how exactly I'm picturing.
Yeah, the squirrel eats her.
But like chokes her.
Yeah.
Like the most.
Like actually fights and.
Well, that's what like I want to kind of break it down about the way he kills all of the siblings differently.
It's like an evolution because he starts off very lucky with the way he was supposed to bite that one kid that I keep thinking about. And I don't like thinking about that. It
wasn't luck. The spirit told him.
What I mean,
the
lucky,
demon. He's a demon.
The demon thing.
Yeah.
The devil thing.
Demon.
Mr. Tom.
Mr. Tom.
Told the squirrel where to bite the kid so that it'd paralyze him, but like it was like a stroke of luck that the plan worked that well so quickly.
Oh, yeah, I guess
that kind of way.
I kind of gave it space just because it was a story. I was like, well, of course it'd work.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, yeah, of course.
It doesn't work later on. Something happens later. Okay,
because then he's dealing with the kids, some of them that are more grown up, that are more aware, and that are more able to fight back, especially when the squirrel isn't that big yet.
Well, that's another thing is that like when Mia was like fighting with the squirrel, it only got the upper hand because it attacked her from behind.
Yeah.
Because she was like trying to attack him with the curling rod that was on, and then he got hit once and then immediately knew what to do next. And I'm kind of pissed because I was rooting for my girl Mia.
Yeah, girl Mia did not make it.
Squirrel immediately died.
Immediately died. Squirrel bites her, rips off, it's very visceral and gruesome, like the way it gets described.
It gets worse and worse though.
Yeah, that the squirrel, in my head, I'm picturing a rat, weirdly, not a squirrel.
Yeah.
I mean, they're similar, but like this squirrel has does this squirrel have a bushy tail?
It's
a cute little bushy tail. Does it have that? I don't think
so because there's a paragraph in there or a few sentences in there that talks about how the shape of it is whenever it's walking through the door, like to Mia's bedroom, and that the tail is like jagged and spiny and almost looks like it has like spikes because the hair is like not there because it's growing too fast. And a lot of the there's gore on like tips of itself and half the skin's
it's like
gone,
deforming itself and getting bigger at an unnatural pace.
And its eyes are like bulging.
Like out of its head.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Could you fucking imagine? And then to be able to process that that's the squirrel that your dad brought home, and you're like, great dad. Fuck you, dad.
Fuck you, dad. Brought a goddamn demon squirrel into my house.
But now every time I look at squirrels, I can't.
Oh, your phone. Nothing?
No. Now every time I look at squirrels, I get scared, but that's because of the end of this book. Even this, I'm like, okay, I'm spooked by squirrels, but then whenever we get further into it, I actually can't look at a squirrel again. We have a greenhouse on our patio, and I saw a squirrel go behind it, and there was sun behind it. But the shadow of it, I would have been like, if the squirrel would have stood up on 2 feet, I would have thought I would have died.
I look
it's the squirrel with the broken tail.
Oh.
Or like the half missing hair.
Yeah.
I think it's not broken, but the back of that tail is pointed because there's no hair on it. So I think that's what it is.
No, I'll look at if I look at a squirrel, I'll be like, hey, little man.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm like, you've got a devil inside of you. You've got the demon, and you got Mr. Tom.
The Lord, and no.
You got the Lord and grace in you.
What else? Okay, after that part, it gets it. I like the what do you call it? The tension, like the intensity about what happens afterwards, because you've read what just happened. 2 kids living in this house with all these other kids have been brutally eaten by a squirrel.
Mm-hmm.
That's a fun sentence to say out loud. Mm-hmm. And then there's this tension of like, did you know that the whole day goes by?
So hours. And it's because literally Jolene's just sitting there eating them. Yeah. And then you start to see like really the dynamic of all the kids of like how they do like each other and they do talk to each other.
But they mind their own business. They're going about their whole. One of the little kids literally just spends the day eating cereal because no one feeds him.
Because Mia didn't come back. Well, they did. George tries to cook bacon.
Or hay, but anyway, yeah. Oh, and he burns it.
And he burns it, and so then he gives him cereal, but no one's actually like playing with Mikey. So yeah, Mikey's just like, well, to entertain myself, I'm just gonna eat Lucky Charms.
Yeah, that's his name. Yeah.
Eddie being like, oh well, I think I'm gonna go snoop through Mia's room, and then Ruby being like, okay, well, I'm gonna go read. So back to the other stuff that I was saying when it comes to the way that the squirrel's killing.
Yeah.
Sneaking attack, like doing a sneak attack on 2 of them. We don't know how Eddie dies, and then the rest are brutal and upfront.
Yeah.
And it gets more gruesome throughout. Like to kill Anthony through a jump on a whim, bite him on the neck, and then he's paralyzed is strategic as fuck for like using your size and like using like dexterity over strength. Yes. And then it immediately switches though, as soon as it gets to 3 feet tall, switches to brutal strength, but still sneak attacks, and then kills Mia by choking her from behind.
Yeah.
I'm also wondering what her vanity situation is, because in that description I was like, did you not see it come in? If like
is your mirror all fogged up?
Yeah.
We're even looking at it.
Whatever. And then whenever Eddie comes in, because Eddie was like, oh, I'm bored, I'm going to go steal some of Mia's coins because she's supposed to be at church. Right. And then I'm also going to take some Polaroids of her friends. What the fuck? That's the most little brother shit ever.
Yeah.
He's like, your friends are hot.
I'm going to go check that out.
Yeah. Then what I find really interesting is whenever he goes into her room, sees the blood, sees her, like, what is it?
Her hand.
Her hand, right? It's because it's not attached to anything, right? Nope. Then is like, all right, I'm fully in shock. I'm going to take the blanket. I'm going to cover that because that doesn't exist. And then I'm going to go play video games.
And then that's it.
And then it cuts to Ruby and like her reading, and then her being like, where's everybody? Like, let me go check to see where like Mia is because she's not back yet. And she talks to George, and George is like, I'm masturbating in my room, leave me alone, which he was. And then goes to see Mikey on the floor eating. And then it's like, okay, well, let me check the garage. Car's in there, dry, no mud, nothing.
And there's a storm outside, so it means the car never left. And like Ruby has a thought process of like, this isn't what it's supposed to look like. What's going on?
Exactly. Yeah. Then it's like, all right, Mikey, well, come on, like follow me. Like, let's go find one of your other brothers to see like if they know where Mia is. Yeah. They go to Anthony's room, and no, they go to Eddie's room. They go to Eddie's room because Anthony's room's locked. Which I'm like, how did he get out? Like, how did the squirrel...
Did we read that right? Or did they go into Anthony's room?
No, they didn't. Because they would have found his body.
Right.
Because what happens is that they go to check that door, it's locked. You're like, okay. And then, I mean, maybe I'm misremembering. And then they go to Eddie's room because Eddie shares it with Mikey. That's the entrance to the attic, one of them.
Oh, and then they find the video game TV is on, and it just has like the game over screen on it.
And then Ruby starts to look for Eddie, and I get a little confused whenever I'm reading it about like where the the actual structure of the house because the closet seems to be big and has like some sort of platform.
Yeah, do you know what? This is a big flaw that I think we need
You
to
know
point
what?
out with this book.
I think
this
Wes
is
See really
very,
needs
very
to, yeah.
poor. No, it's not. No,
it's like, I need a Venn diagram. Not
I need a Venn
diagram.
diagram. I need
what
more.
the fuck am I talking about? I need an architectural design of what this
Exactly.
house is. Just
If
go
he
ahead and
puts
put
the
into
map
it.
in the beginning of the
Dude.
book, that'd be a cool idea. No, we don't need a Tolkien-esque description of how the layout of this house works and stuff. I think it's described well enough because you're following the story.
Oh,
It's anything,
yeah.
it's a matter of if you want to read this book because you like reading about a squirrel eating children.
Yeah.
Read it very carefully. I have that problem when I read that I skim over words a lot.
Yeah.
Because
so you don't care is what you're saying. Gotcha.
Well, excuse me.
No,
Excuse you.
Oh.
Excuse.
Okay.
No, I skim because I want to get to the next bit of the story, and my brain's already piecing together the description of the way a sentence is supposed to work because I read a lot. I don't know if you know.
Oh, well, I was gonna say
I read
do
many
that
books
too.
in my time.
I do that too, but I don't read a lot. I listen a lot.
Yeah.
Get it? Because I do audiobooks.
Because you're admitting this now.
So moving on. When I was getting a little bit confused about that, but regardless, Eddie's gone. Eddie's dead. Where is Eddie dead? He's in the fucking attic.
Jolene is.
No, where's Eddie? They didn't find his body.
Yeah, because Jolene comes crashing out of the attic.
Which is what I'm saying. Eddie's dead in the attic.
Yeah, and Jolene's up there eating him.
Exactly. But I'm like wondering, when did Eddie go into the attic? Because Jolene's the one that also lowers the ladder down.
Yeah.
Which is the most terrifying fucking shit. And then 6 feet now.
Dude, this would make a good movie.
That's what I'm thinking.
But then I don't know how you get like a big CGI squirrel monster.
No. No, I was actually gonna say on the opposite side of that. When it comes to,
that's how you do it. Anyway.
I'm gonna beat you guys. I'm gonna beat him.
Continue.
No. Okay, I'll continue. So when it comes, I was actually thinking about that. What is it? Dog soldiers or like ginger snaps or fucking cursed or not Van Helsing because that's all CGI, but everything before that.
Those early like 2000 monster movies.
The werewolf movies.
Yeah.
That are actual werewolves and they're prosthetics and they have somebody in a full costume. Cursed is like half and half. They do both.
I feel like you could do like a fat gelatinous like squirrel thing.
That's what I'm thinking. And then it
flops
grows
around a lot
throughout, and then you actually have someone in that, and then you prioritize camera angles and camera movements over the actual look of the squirrel. I mean, still have like a really good makeup team and like art department team to be able to like bring that.
It's got to be shot a particular way. Yeah,
but I was thinking about that. I was like, damn, this would be like a perfect early 2000s werewolf film. But like. Yeah. Make it as like a squirrel monster now, and I can only imagine like actually getting shots of it like transitioning or just the sounds about whenever it is eating and it's growing as it's eating. Oof. And it's becoming more aware as it does that. And I'm like, I wonder if it like what's the goal, like especially because near the end I have those questions about like what's the goal of the demon, like of Mr. Tom, because of his reaction whenever the last. I don't want to bring that up until we get there because then we'll get there. But thinking about how, like, did Eddie go to the attic to maybe hide and then Jolene found him? Or did Jolene pull his body up there? Because he's been locking doors. Jolene's like, I don't want anyone to find out because I want to kill all these people one by one.
Right. I don't know. Because that's so scary to think about what was that kill like. Because the first two were already so aggressive and quick and sudden and terrifying.
Right.
That one, what did Jolene learn how to do to be able to... Because for a second I thought, what if Jolene lured him up there?
Right, but like how? And then why would he? Because of his response to how he saw Mia's hand.
No, then fucking Jolene must have went into his room, killed him there.
And then pulled his body up because there's blood on the carpet.
Yeah.
And it was like, and it's intentionally meant to like hide blood stains. So it's like, when did it leave Mia's room and then go down the hall?
Is Jolene eating them whole?
No, or actually because he only found Mia's hand, maybe. And that's why it's
Right.
getting so big. It's because it's becoming a part of them. Because like maybe Anthony, maybe his body.
Maybe not Anthony because Jolene was so small. But then Jolene
No,
spent all night.
Jolene spent all night eating him, and then also Jolene he went from a regular squirrel or a large squirrel size to 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
His whole body grew, which means the spirit immediately took that energy and processed it
It's
into
like, let's get to work,
it's
boys.
like, let's get to work and let's get bigger. So and then I think that because we only have Mia's hand left and that's it. So maybe actually he did eat Eddie whole.
Bones and all, bro.
I love that movie.
I haven't seen it yet.
It's a good movie. It's a great gothic film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I should watch it.
It's not a happy film.
Might not watch it. That's what I want to believe in my headcanon, because there's no description anywhere in the book that suggests that there are bodies anywhere. It's just that bro's just...
No, he's eating them, yeah.
Bro's just like, I like all of it, please.
Because he gets to 6 feet tall. Also, I want to know what these portions are, because he's like slightly larger than a squirrel. Whenever Mr. Tom, like the spirit demon,
finally merges with
him, so he gets a little bit bigger just because of that energy, and then he goes to then he gains 3 feet after eating Anthony, and then you got Mia, who's like almost an adult, barely, by I think she's like 17 or 8, or yeah, even 18, but then you've got her, and then it eats another body, which is Eddie, which is one of the younger ones, and then grows another 3 feet. I'm like, technically, shouldn't you be 9 feet tall?
No, I think... Okay, hold on.
I need to get into the specifics. I need to know.
I think it's more of a thing that the squirrel elongated.
Right.
But then what happens when you have a growth spurt and you reach a certain height? You don't get taller, you get wider.
So you think it's actually... I think it's
mounting.
Okay.
I think the squirrels are mounting all of that mass, but the way they started describing at the end, it looked like a fat crocodile thing.
A lion.
A lion, if you want to say. Sure,
Ruby said lion's head. Its head looked like a lion's head.
Wow.
I can only imagine it being top heavy.
That's what I mean, top heavy, it had a big barreled chest or something like that. Yeah.
It's got a beer gut.
Beer gut, yeah, 100%. And it's just flopping, breaking shit. And it's just a super fat...
See, but then that kind of... I picture it to be super, super muscular, not necessarily the blob. And I'm
picturing a blob.
I'm not picturing the blob because I don't see it going through, wobbling through. I see it stomping through and it being so kind of like a T-Rex.
Okay, I will agree with you there. I'm thinking T-Rex because T-Rexes are kind of fat.
Okay.
They have a fatness to
I don't
them.
think we're on the same page about how we'll draw it. We'll come back. We won't post it. It'll just be for us. We'll show it to Wes on the interview, and we're gonna be like, Wes, which one of these?
Briefly on the YouTube version.
Yeah.
We flash that drawing up for maybe a minute and then put it down.
We really need to get Oh my god, I would so fucking do that. We really need to get the video version of this, but we need a bigger space because our backgrounds would look like shit right now.
It's whatever, man.
It's just our house. It's just our kitchen.
Basically.
Anyways, we'll have that for his next book.
I'm thinking a medium-sized...
Yeah.
Yes, I'm thinking medium-sized T-Rex. Because T-Rex has the fat belly situation going.
I'm thinking, you know how a schnauzer is bigger in the head? No, I think the tail is small.
No, okay. Yeah, the tail is small on the actual squirrel.
Have you ever seen a bodybuilder and how they don't really prioritize their legs, but they have legs?
Yeah, they look like Mr. Incredible, basically.
That's what I'm thinking about. And I'm and it's walking through, but it's got a massive head and a massive neck. Its neck is bigger than it needs to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I can get behind that, but I do also think that the squirrel's just got some trunk going on, you know?
Sure.
I think it does.
Some meaty thighs.
Some meaty, big,
nice
chunky
ass.
wiggle. All right. This squirrel's eating children. But
got a great ass on him.
But I think we're getting close to this image of what we think this squirrel monster looks like.
What were we talking about?
I don't know. Him eating them?
I was saying
Jorge.
I was saying
no, not Jorge. The other one,
George.
Eddie.
And no,
Eddie?
I was saying it was Eddie, but I was saying I need to know the dimensions of how it grows each time it eats somebody because I'm I don't picture that it's. I was it should be 9 feet tall.
And long, and then gets wider.
Okay, so it's 6 feet tall now. It's big, and it doesn't have all that time to eat George, by the way, but we can go back into that.
No, it's just in full murder rampage mode at that point.
Yeah. So they're in the bedroom. Ruby and Mikey, which are like my favorite pair until the fucking end, by the way.
Because they're like the ones that just get that have the most screen time, if you will.
Isn't she like Ruby's like 14 and
Something like that.
Mikey's the youngest.
Yeah.
Isn't Mikey like 6 or something? Or did I
Yeah.
just read that? Okay, yeah. So then from the ceiling, from like the entrance of the attic, you have the squirrel start to come down. This is where I got a little bit confused. So does she push the door open or is it coming down from the hallway?
Oh, I'm picturing like a hallway.
Okay, so it's coming down. So it's coming down from the attic entrance of the hallway, and so she goes to close the front door, and then Jolene tries to open that door, and then they go to the bedroom window and they get out that way.
Yes.
One of my favorite things about this book, whenever it came to actually like describing the layout of the house, was when it came to the outside of the house. Earlier, when Ruby was looking out the window, and she was talking about seeing a squirrel and seeing it jump to like a branch next door. It was also talking about the house next door and about how it was identical to their house and how it had a U-shaped roof on the second floor that you could walk on it. And I don't know, I really appreciate that because I was like, that was like telling you that, okay, that's what they were going to do, but also like kind of laying out the way of the house. I liked it. I was a fan. Okay.
I liked that whole chase because yeah, like it was just getting to follow that action was interesting, even though I did have to read things over a couple times to go like, where are they going right now currently?
Oh, they're just on the roof. Like whenever they actually get out there, they're just on the roof.
See, I thought they were just on like sidings or something.
No, it's like it's a walkable roof. It's not big. It's small. That's why like Ruby was like holding on to Mikey. First off, also Mikey pushing and screaming to like get off. Bitch move. Bitch move.
Do you think that bitch move is supposed to help us and Ruby get to that decision later?
What? Oh, no.
You don't think that's about that?
No, because the decision later has to do from an outside force.
Kind of.
No, it does. A voice spoke to her that was not of her own, that said survive, that said opportunity.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
Not me quoting.
I'm saying
this
that
book.
there's a lot of foreshadowing and stuff, like Eddie being up in the attic, that being his thing, and then him ending up there.
If anything, it was more about whenever Ruby saw the squirrel jump from the house to the branch of the tree that was next door, and this is like a really far, like connecting the dots or far reach. You were not helpful with that.
I was waiting for you to figure out.
Okay.
Yeah.
The far reach is that like her choosing herself. But I have my own thoughts when we get to that. I have to go through...
There's other little things. Okay, if we're going to talk about like far-reaching thoughts and connections and themes, there is one little thing.
Okay.
I don't remember which kid it was, but someone was making a puzzle in the kitchen.
Yes.
It was a puzzle of cowboys.
Oh, it was Eddie.
With Native Americans, or the Indians, as they would say, right? It was like a cowboys versus Indian thing. What do you think the deal was with that puzzle? Like, why are we reading about that?
So, I think that's actually a great question because I didn't necessarily think about what the puzzle was, but more of just like another plot point to move Eddie to do something else. So it was like, oh, whenever he's uncomfortable, he leaves the situation. Now, immediately after he goes to Mia, and then immediately does that same situation because
it's a good way to put that. It's because the puzzle started off with cowboys on horses, and then in the distance it was Native Americans, like a looming threat sort of thing.
Right.
So was there something there that was making him uncomfortable, maybe, to want to...
I think just the threat of violence made him uncomfortable.
Interesting. Because like when you're a guy writing this.
Yeah.
You're a dude writing this. You choose that scenario to be the puzzle that they're making.
Right.
Why that? Because it could have been some other...
remember to write the question down because we will literally ask the author later.
We should ask him that. I'm gonna have that on my mind to ask him. Be like, why is it that puzzle?
If we wanna go into like sociology,
sure.
And posing threats, what race do you think the family is?
Like, is the family the cowboys or the Native Americans?
Right.
Technically, they're the Native Americans.
No, they're not.
Yeah, they are.
Because the Native Americans are posing the threat.
Home. the stronger, newer thing.
And you're right when it comes to that. But in that image of that puzzle, it's implied that the cowboys are going to die. If we're talking about what's like historically correct versus what we're pulling from for this, they're two separate things. Because if we're going to the actual history, I know cowboys are the bad guys, but I'm just saying that like the way that it's perceived, because I'm also saying that if the family is white and just Christian going
they're
folks,
all white? Yeah, they probably are.
If they are,
one's called Jorge.
That's why I said his name's George, because I'm like, I don't think
read what it says on the page. We're asking him.
You just said, by the way, like 2 episodes ago, that it was interchangeable.
Yes, because one means the other. Okay. If bro's named Jorge on his birth certificate, and you can't walk up to him and call him George because he's gonna go, my name's Jorge, and then but then the only factor you have in that argument is that you can say, well, it's George in English, and so that he can go, yeah, that's true, it is, but my name is Jorge though.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. When we ask Wes, right, what the actual name is, the other one has to formally apologize on record.
I think this family's like Latino or something, actually, now that I think about it. Because think about their names. Mia, Ruby. Mikey could be short for Michael. That's that could be a Latino name. Mm-hmm. It's biblical. Mm-hmm. You got, did I say Ruby already? I did.
Yeah, you did.
Anthony.
Yeah.
Antonio, if you will.
Okay.
I'm Latino, by the way, so I'm allowed to say this. And then you have
and
Jorge.
I'm white. That's why I guess anybody can say that.
And then you have Jorge.
Yeah.
They might be Latino.
I think if we can
this
also...
This is a Latino
we
slang.
Can also... So, it's racist at heart.
It's at...
So we need to have a conversation.
We should have a conversation about that with this author.
I was going to say, why don't we just... I think also whenever you write a story, unless you're picturing like a very specific like social issue, it should be interchangeable.
I wonder if he's picking,
or can be interchangeable.
If he was looking at this as like a social issue. I don't know if it is.
I don't think so. I think it's more about a squirrel eating children.
At the end of the day, it might just literally be that.
Okay, what was before you got into all of that? What were you even saying?
I don't know what I was saying. What we were talking about what? Eddie, Jorge?
All right. So
the puzzle.
Jesus Christ.
The puzzle. I'll ask Wes about this afterwards, obviously, in the interview. So we have it live on tape. Why select that scene as like the puzzle that we see is like that last move where Eddie fucks off?
It's probably like something like really symbolic. Wes is pretty good at like writing that.
That's
in.
what I mean. There's a lot of foreshadowing in the story. There's a lot of foreshadowing in the story that connects some dots, and then it leads to this escalation, and then it gets paid off a little bit.
Yeah.
In a way that he's not pointing at it all the time, but it's just like it happened. It happened, and it's
Well, also his next book is supposed to be like an actual like novel length. So
I'm excited.
And they're all connected. So I'm assuming that we're gonna get more information about it.
Maybe we can get an advanced copy that we can bring here. We'll
like
figure that out.
We'll figure that out. We can start it soon.
Maybe
and I can prep for it. Yeah. I'll ask him on the pod.
Yeah.
But okay. No, I have a lot of thoughts when it comes to like the end of it, the questions and all that stuff. However, I wanted to just like go back to like going all the way to the choice at the end, because the choice at the end is the biggest thing in this book that makes you walk away being like, what the fuck did I just read?
And the first time I read that, I was like, that didn't happen. Did that actually happen?
Like, you're actually lying to yourself, because, okay, to go on another tangent right now, is that the biggest part whenever you're going through like a disaster or like something immediate is your reaction within the first 10 seconds. So a lot of people die, like in a plane crash, for example, because in those first 10 seconds, they're trying to talk themselves into believing that this isn't happening. So they waste the most precious seconds of acting because they're like, I'm not going through this right now, because their body's like choosing not to believe it, which is what happened with Eddie.
Exactly.
Also, not knowing how Eddie died creeps me out even more, because we hear how all the other children
were eaten.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm like, it's not that I'm like, oh, I need to know how Eddie was killed.
No, that's the thing that makes horror films, for example, so popular. The good ones. Mm-hmm. It's the best horror films are the ones that they don't show you or tell you what's going on. because whatever you can imagine is happening in that dark space is going to always be infinitely more terrifying than whatever the creator of this thing is going to come up with.
Yeah.
So this author comes up with these horrifying scenarios about that squirrel doing these things to some of these children. We see it, it's written out, but then it's the ones that we don't know what happened exactly because it doesn't get described to us are the scariest, because who knows what we're imagining could have happened.
Well, it also kind of makes sense just on the character, like on Eddie himself, because Eddie not like choosing not to live in that reality,
right?
And then him ceasing to exist, and nobody knows how
ceasing to exist,
and how nobody knows how he perished.
Unalive.
Yeah, made me like it adds to the character element about like giving each person like their own death in a very unique way. But okay, moving on. Oh my god, I want to say Mia because I really wanted her to live, but whatever. Ruby and Mikey are on the roof. This whole time, George is like, shit, I hear noises. Let me put my Playboy away. Let me pull up my pants.
That's literally a sentence in this book.
Yeah.
He's like, let me put my sweet porno mag away.
And then puts it in like underneath his mattress and then goes outside of his bedroom to like see what's going on. So whenever he comes across Jolene is like banging its body against the window because its arm is locked in the window because it tried to break through the glass, but the glass held whenever it tried to reach Ruby and Mikey. And there is this human-sized hole in the what's it called?
The door.
In the door. And then George is like, I'm gonna fucking beat it. He's suited up. He's got his baseball stuff.
Did he see that? Went back, suited up, and came back?
I think
did he come out already?
I think he peered out, heard some things that he did not want to hear, and then went back and then got ready and then got, because he didn't make it past the first landing on the stairs until after. That's right. Yeah. So then he goes upstairs. He gets like this full hero moment of like him actually like beating Jolene, and you're like, holy shit, like this is like our come up, like we're gonna survive. Like
yeah, we had us in the first half and we're coming back up. We lost half the kids, but the other
but the other half still have a chance. And then like by the time Ruby and Mikey get to Mia's room and they do that lap, like that half lap around the house and go through her window and go back into the hallway, I'm like, this is where in the story where I'm like, you're lying to me. I'm like, okay, so only 2 kids are going to survive now out of the 6? We've got, or 5 kids?
Wait.
5.
6.
6 kids. So I'm like, we've got 3 left. I'm like, let's give us that. I'm like, Wes, come on. Sir.
Stop.
Give me the 3 kids. Or like, even if George got hurt or sacrificed himself so that they could get out, cool. None of these kids are talking to each other other than Ruby and Mikey.
Oh, yeah. None of the kids actually speak to each other when any of this is happening. It's either isolated incidents or they're all just silently going along with the plan.
Right. And then you're like, and I'm wondering, because here's my question. Whenever they all got prepared to do the Ouija board before the spirit entered Jolene, they all rhythmically, I don't know if that's the right word, went in, the spirit kind of coerced all of them to do the Ouija board, other than Mia.
So like you're saying there's like a connection?
Like I'm wondering if the spirit had any influence in it at all to make sure that like they didn't go and mess with each other, because why did Eddie choose to go to Mia's room then?
Oh, right. I didn't put so much thought into it, thinking that like there was some kind of influence over it, because I took it as like the spirit had some kind of influence in making sure that it could be summoned, but by the time it went and combined with Jolene, that was it. It now exists mortally.
Yeah, I think I was just trying to give it like more of a connection with everything, because like I was gonna say like it technically took out the small kids first, but it's not. It's picking them off one by one strategically, and it's saving George. No,
I would disagree with that, actually.
What?
I don't think the squirrel is picking off the kids strategically. It's picking them off in the sense and aspect of opportunity.
I know, okay,
literally, because it's the theme of the book.
And so, yes, and Like, I agree with you, but also it is a strategic method to be like, okay, well, when I have the opportunity, I will strike. Like, yes, on opportunity, but it's also not like going to the center of the room, being like, I'm already 6 feet tall, I can take three kids.
I mean in the sense of taking opportunity once it's presented.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't mean jumping at the chance.
Well, it stops taking opportunity whenever it then decides to go and attack Ruby and Mikey together.
Oh yeah, because it thinks it's like it's above and beyond now.
Right, and then it gets in the fight with George. George starts to beat the fuck out of it, and then whenever the other two kids meet its gate, like actually see what's going on, George loses the upper hand because Jolene's like pulls its arm out of the window and then bites George in the head and like popping it like a berry is what the
I hated
words
that
were.
description.
And I was like, okay, then it goes back to graphic. So it's like every single death is so, it's so graphic other than Eddie's.
Because, yeah, we don't know anything about it.
But, okay, and then also, because if we're talking about psychology and we're going through that, how each of the kids die whenever it goes to the personalities. So it's like George's death was so gruesome because he was gruesome with it.
Sure.
And then Mia's was from, like, strategic and from behind and from choking was because maybe she had a closer connection to Christ.
Yeah.
So it didn't look her in the eyes when it killed her. I'm reaching.
You're reaching.
But
because okay, I say it there could be an argument for something like that when it came to Anthony, because Anthony was like the one that wanted all this and that helped facilitate this and was the ally, as the spirit put it. So his was like almost painless.
Exactly. Well, yeah.
For him, briefly maybe.
It was fast and it was immediate. Yeah, sure. We can choose to believe it was painless, but it wasn't like it was fearful. It's horrifying.
Yeah.
But okay, George passes. Bye, George. And then you've got I want to keep saying Rudy, but Ruby, Mikey run downstairs. They get separated. And then this is the part where I'm like, all right, I now
He took out, there's no stopping in this book. He took all, what's the phrase? Took out all the stops, like pulling out all the stops.
Yeah.
Yeah. Of just whatever the hell that was.
Okay, so Mikey goes and hides.
Yes.
Ruby can't find Mikey. So then Ruby's like, fuck it, I need to hide. Goes to the closet in the living room to hide, is really scared. Hears a voice that's not of her own, call to her, say, survive, opportunity. Okay. Then she feels the walkie in her pocket, or this is like she feels the walkie before that voice or whatever. Then calls for Mikey and is like, Mikey, can you hear me? Silence. Mikey, hello, right? And then Mikey's like, over. And then it's like, okay, well, they're talking, they're communicating, they're separate, but okay. You're seeing Jolene come into the living room from like Ruby's eyes of like peeking like through like the slits of like the closet doors. And she's like, all right, I need you to come out. And he's like, I really don't want to. And she's like, come out now. Mikey comes out. Walking down, like you hear his little feet patter from like it being written. Jolene sprints over to go where Mikey is. Ruby then runs out the front door or runs through the house to go to the front door. In that process, sees Jolene rip into Mikey's stomach as Jolene's holding Mikey over his head. And then she runs out the door and runs away. So, immediate thoughts, sir. I'll pass that over to you.
Ruby gives up her brother, like sacrifices him.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine then looking your parents in the fucking face afterwards?
And you need to provide a truthful account of what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's. Yeah, I wonder what's the deal behind that voice. Like, how is that thing so influential?
Do you think it switched over to Ruby?
No, because but then with what follows now in the book, the spirit is still in the squirrel though, because they're still talking. They're still on Zoom.
Okay, so
they're still
Ruby
on Discord.
runs. It's raining outside. The mood is set. She just saw her last brother that she gave up die. after also just watching George get his head popped, getting just eaten into. She runs outside. Now you've got Father Dinniker just fucking driving by. He's like, oh, he was like, I felt weird. I should come out here. Sees Ruby. He's like, oh, that's weird. I think sees her covered in blood. Like, oh, that's weird. He's like, but it's actually not that weird. Okay, questions. Weird.
Right.
Then she gets in the car. She's like, go, whatever. They see an angel, like an actual, like biblically accurate angel, 1,000 eyes, 1,000 hands, 1,000 swords. Just go from the sky and then drop all the way down into the house. And then you cut back to the squirrel, like Jolene, and Jolene's like, spirit be with me now. Spirit's like, no.
Spirit be with me, something is wrong. And the spirit is like, we already lost.
That's what I'm like. So there's so much in that. So this is going to be a little bit sporadic.
That's the thing. Okay. Literally in the last 2 pages of this whole fucking book, so much shit just happens immediately, like in a blast of information that it is. I read it over like 2 or 3 times to go, what's happening? What's going on?
And then it just stops.
Yeah, but okay, the basis is what you said.
Yeah.
Ruby escapes the house, runs down the road, runs into the priest. The priest was driving. She gets in the car, and they both look up, and they see a biblically accurate representation of what an angel is. Just like, I'm thinking like no clips into the house, like just floats into the house, and that's what it's described as.
Rain's not touching it. Like
nothing is touching it. It's just passing into the house in a blinding light, and the priest is like an angel, and Ruby's like, fucking drive the car.
Yes, but like the way that the priest responds to that, he's like, oh, I knew this was coming. And it's like, okay, what happened to the kid, the dead kid at the very beginning?
I like, what's the lore?
So, I'm gonna need Wes to provide lore either in the interview or in
that next book.
The next book. Because was it as gruesome as that? Because remember, whenever like Mia was talking about like, oh, this is where the Ouija board came from, was from that house, from that dead kid. And the mom being like, yeah, so what? Right? So I'm like, so it wasn't a gruesome death then. So it had to have been an accidental death, or it had to be something like
or
to the public.
Or was it not? I don't know.
Okay, but then why was the mom so fucking nonchalant and just be like, whatever. It's just a game.
It's just a dead kid, whatever.
And then you've got Ruby is now evil. I don't believe that she like isn't. Like that's
No, I don't think she's evil. I think it's I don't know.
Who was telling her? Because was it the angel that was saying?
It was the voice. It was like
it was a voice that was not hers.
Oh fuck! No, it's not some other spirit or something.
Right. I think it is because Ouija's still there. So it's either another spirit. I don't think it's the same spirit.
But it's talking the same way.
And
though.
Then, right. But then if
it
it's
knows
a demon,
that word, opportunity.
But if it's I feel like the lore when it comes to these demons is literally just to cause carnage. Also, did anybody else see the angel? Do you see how I'm like, my brain is sporadic? I'm like, okay, once there's this.
Did anyone else see this giant thing in the sky? I don't know.
Okay, so I'm like, what's the lore? Because then the spirit did not put up a fight. As soon as the angel came in, I was like, for sure, I'm gonna head back down.
Though I'm picturing it, it's like if the spirit was like this gunning commando shooting up a house on the inside and stuff, and the spirit or the angel is like the cops. The second he sees the sirens, he just drops everything. It's like, all right.
Right, like it's like, you got me. It's like it knows it has like a good lawyer or something, and then it goes down and then it comes back up because like it doesn't actually go away because the only thing that, as far as like whenever I was reading it, as far as I'm concerned, they both went down to hell. Jolene being like, holy shit, I have a spirit, and I guess I'm the first of my kind to be damned.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty sick. That's
I
poetry.
like that as like, that was like the last line.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
But my thought whenever it came to that was, okay, so squirrel's gone, spirit's gone. Who is now with Ruby? Because if it was now biblically accurate angels, and I'm going to go off the supernatural lore.
All right. That's not biblically accurate because
wait. Based off
Thor
of
shows up.
Based off of their personality, the righteous. There are so many conversations that we could have about good and evil
And what
depending on
defines
what the
them.
cause,
Yeah.
what defines them, what the cause is, because yes, demons, the devil, not necessarily like Lucifer, but when it comes to just demons in general, they are only there to inflict pain. But if you're talking about just a bad person in general, a bad guy of the story, it's like they're doing it for something. They're very rarely ever doing it for nothing else, right? Or just for the fuck of it. So when it comes to like the angel, I'm like, maybe it's the same thing.
What do you mean?
Like maybe it's like survive. You've got the opportunity to survive.
The angel?
Yeah.
Like the angel saying that to who?
Saying that to Ruby. Or it could be another fucking spirit.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been like, maybe if Ruby waited a little while longer, the angel would have showed up. And she wouldn't had to have sacrificed.
I think everybody in the house would have died. And that's why it took the angel until they either all died or all got out for the angel to come down.
Yeah, that's a good point of argument about like when did the angel see this?
Well, because
or is omniscient in some way.
I don't think that the angel ever actually cares about one person unless it's for like a greater good. That kid, Wes says that there's like 8 books to this series, and we're just on the first one.
That's an inside scoop about
right.
The series,
and so
right?
when it comes to this, I'm like, okay, if Ruby does not grow into be something crazy on one side or the other, like if she does not like now become the center character, because I can see that it going into that, and this is just me pulling all of this out of my ass because I have absolutely
I'm
no
watching
idea.
you currently. You won't believe me because this is audio only, but I'm watching you pull stuff out of your butt right now.
Exactly. Great. I can't.
Your pants are somewhere else, and you're just.
Exactly.
Yep.
Just
it's a
like
mess
that.
in here.
So, whenever I can see it picturing like that, I can see, because like I don't also want to kind of group this lore into every other lore because I don't know Christianity like that.
I was gonna say that'd be a horrible question to ask him in this interview and be like, "So is your lore like based off supernatural?"
That's disrespectful.
That is super
and
disrespectful.
I would
like,
never do that to him.
if that was me being asked that question, I'd get up and leave.
No, because I love supernatural.
I'd
so
get
if it
up
was
and
to
leave
me,
and Google what is supernatural.
If somebody didn't ask me that question when I was writing something, I'd be like, oh, so you don't care about me.
Wow.
Yeah. Like you don't love me. I'm asking just the random stranger that. I'm like, you don't love me. Okay, that's fine.
A bold thing to ask somebody.
Well, that's fine. They'll get it.
But I mean, you might be onto something. That's what I want. That's the thing. The book is so short. You don't get answers to why all of this stuff is happening. You just kind of get it happening.
Yeah.
So it wasn't described exactly what goes on now, but the angel descends into the house, and then it sounds like its presence, the mere presence of something that happens there, burns the spirit and Jolene away.
Right. So I'm also wondering that if everybody else, who went to heaven, who didn't? Because I'm also wondering if you die by angel like light or angel fire.
That's the thing. Is that even a rule in play here?
I don't know. This is why if I could just
did all these kids go to hell? Because
if I could get a cliff notes on lore, I'm cool with that.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, but
because I do love in the middle of that the squirrel is like, oh my god, I ate all these kids and I'm getting bigger. I'm unstoppable now.
Yeah.
And then the spirit's like, we gotta pack it up.
Right.
It's like the spirit's like, turn off the car.
Yeah.
No.
Well, because that's another thing is like what I was gonna say before I got into like the whole Ruby stuff is that like an angel isn't coming down to save one family. It's coming
down to apprehend the demon.
Yeah, it's coming down to just make sure that no demon stays on Earth longer than it needs to.
Which is
never.
Assumingly what the deal is in this continuity.
There's probably like a rule of thumb that like angels can't kill humans. So it's like it had to have waited until either everyone got out of that house or everyone died in that house. And it's like you do what you can. So that like
Are you implying that the angel blew up that house?
Not necessarily blew it up, like actually like boom, one of those, but definitely like whoever was in the span of the light got eviscerated.
Wow.
Yeah, they do that in Supernatural, by the way.
Gotta keep bringing it up, I guess.
It's like I'm bringing up Supernatural. I'm bringing up a certain hunger. If my bit for this entire fucking show is that I don't bring up a certain hunger at least once in the episode, it's not me, it's AI.
That okay. If it's such a perfect, also
Yeah.
if it's pretending to be us as AI thing and
Right.
is speaking eloquently and perfectly without
it's
any
not us.
interruption, that's not us.
That's not us.
We mispronounce things half the time, and then we call each other out for mispronouncing it.
Yeah.
Um,
If I'm not laughing every 5 minutes, it's not me.
no.
If I'm laughing every other 5 words, that's me.
The thing I wanted to bring up though is that not only did the spirit in the middle of the angel descending tells Jolene, is like, you gotta stop, we're done. Like
Yeah.
the game, the cops are here.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. Jolene goes like first, what? And then it like literally it says Lion Rain goes, and then I asked again, what?
Yeah.
Like what? Like what? What's going on? We're having a great old time.
Yeah.
And then it has this little self-reflection of like, there's a burning, blistering light. I'm being torn. I'm being like, yeah, burned away into nothing. And then I do like that line a lot at the end. That it was I will be the first of my kind amongst the damned.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which, like I said, like I really do like that line. I also need to know if like Father Dinniker could actually, like, is he the only one that can see the angels, and that's why he knew?
Can he sit down with Ruby or whoever else in a bar setting and just dump some lore about what's going on?
Do you know what this actually kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of like the show Evil.
Yeah, not comedic at all in any way though, because Evil has a bit of a ridiculousness to it.
Later on, in its first 2 seasons, it doesn't. They use CGI for all their shit though.
True.
And I see this as like grungy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My gosh, that was Opportunity. That was a fun little book that on the cover, it's got like a squirrel with like a evil looking red eye on it. It's like a cute little drawing. But then when you actually read it, it's horrifying.
Yeah, the artwork is really good from Carrie Friend, but yeah, that's not what it's not really like embodying it. It kind of gives like a loose. It's a lot darker.
Dare I say, it's evil.
Damn.
And that's what we're doing.
So you're telling me we've been reading Evil this whole time?
We're reading Evil right now.
Well, thank you guys. Thank you guys so much. Thank you guys so much for listening. I really appreciate it.
If you'd like to give us a rating, please do. A nice, crisp 5 stars will do. That's enough. No more than that, thank you. Besides that, we are on most audio platforms like Spotify and Apple Podcasts, and we have a video version that's just kind of a graphic thing that we play on YouTube. We're planning to try to see what we can do about video and get that picture of what we think the squirrel looks like up there, so you can have that for your records.
We could post it on Instagram if I start posting to that again, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, our Instagram is @ReadNoEvil. No spaces, no lines, no nothing, because I snatched it first. But next week, we will be doing an interview with Wes See himself.
The author of whatever this was.
And hopefully an insider look at what his next book is. So, thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Oh, keep reading more Evil.
Yes, keep doing that.
Bye.
We're going to do that too. Bye.